Good morning everyone, in this lecture we'll be taking a look at yet another item required to craft the legendary Zenith. Trust me, there are a lot of them, but we will eventually get through them all, no matter how slowly that is. But today we'll be covering the Beekeeper from Terraria. The Beekeeper is a broadsword that can be obtained from the queen bee upon defeating her and is considered to be reasonably powerful for the point at which it can be obtained. Added to this is the fact that it has a rapid utilization time and can summon bees to fight for its user. Additionally, it has a very high chance to inflict a confused state onto foes, forcing them to move in the opposite direction. Dropped by the queen bee after infiltrating a hive and defeating her, the Beekeeper can be quite difficult to obtain early on due to the variety of dangers that can be encountered when travelling to the heart of the underground jungle. However, if it can be obtained prior to facing the wall of flesh, then it can be an extremely powerful and versatile weapon, outperforming even most blades required to forge the Knight's Edge. Even when other powerful early stage weapons have been obtained, such as the fiery greatsword, the Beekeeper may still be seen as a desirable sword due to its crowd control abilities. It is interesting to note that the widely known description for the weapon states that it has a small chance to inflict a confused state upon enemies, when it actually has a very large chance. Rolling out a simple mistake in writing, this could indicate that the original person to study the blade may have actually been under its confusing influence, most likely due to a cut sustained when examining it. There is nothing strictly detailed about the Beekeeper's true origins, although they may seem to be rather straightforward, as it seems most likely that, at the very least, the blade is the queen bee's stinger itself. This would not only explain why it's able to induce confusion in enemies, with the stinger likely coated in some form of poison or hallucinogen, but also why it can summon bees to fight for its user, as the toxic coating may double as a pheromone that allows the rest of the hive to hone in on a target attacked by the queen. It is not exactly known why the sword is called the Beekeeper, and could simply be a term casually attributed to it at some point in time, which has simply stuck. On the other hand, the name could have much more significance to it than it might be initially believed. There are some who hypothesize that the name derives from literal beekeepers of antiquity, those who utilized the swords and their inherent abilities to ward off and maybe even control the hives. Legends consider that at some point, the separate hives of Terraria grew extremely powerful and highly aggressive to not only each other, but to any living thing they encountered. Therefore, it might be reasonable to consider that communities developed methods of defending against the marauding swarms and found that utilizing their own biology against them was as good a means as any. The Beekeeper is a unique and fascinating weapon, especially given the fact that it may very well be a part of a fallen queen. Given its varied abilities, the blade can remain generally relevant for a longer time than most of its contemporaries. However, it is outpaced extremely rapidly once the wall of flesh has been defeated, and becomes all but useless. Still, it can be a highly valued commodity if obtained early enough in an adventure, with its abilities able to make many of Terraria's dangers all that more manageable, and for this reason it has been given the artifact rating of significant. I mean, this weapon is only really useful in any way, shape or form when you can actually bring yourself to rip it out of a giant bee you've just killed. Call me squeamish, but I don't think I'll be able to go through with it. Then again, I also don't think I would have gotten the chance in the first place. Please subscribe for more course content, like, share, become a patron or channel member to support the lecture series, and please, for the love of God, don't try fighting any giant bees. With that said, have a great week and I will see you next time.